What is up, guys? So I went out fishing last night, and it wasn't a bad night, but definitely wasn't my best night. But I did catch a nice 12-inch mangrove snapper, so I'm gonna go ahead and fillet that guy up. But first we gotta go and scale him, so I'm gonna bring out the cooler top over here and we're gonna scale the fish. Sure, I don't have to deal with any of the scales once I get inside. It wasn't too bad a day. Definitely not my best day at Skyway. But I hope that today I can go back and maybe catch 14, maybe 15-inch one. One that's a little bit more worth the time of sitting out there for 5 hours. So honestly, what I think I'm gonna do with this snapper is I'm gonna do it as I've seen it in a video from Deer Meat for Dinner, where he pretty much just pan fried it and seasoned up the skin with a little bit of oil, and then he just dropped it in the pan, let it sit for like 2 to 3 minutes each side, and then he just went ahead and ate it. Always make sure your knives are sharp. Okay, so I'm not gonna do too much to this fish, but I'm just gonna cut it up so I can cook it whole. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a cut right here, a cut here, and then I'm gonna cut on both sides of the fins, and then I should be able to just pull them out. Just like that. Got the anal fins out. And there's that. Got all the anal fins out. I mean dorsal fins. And now I'm just gonna score it, just so that when it cooks, the skin doesn't crunch up or fold or bend or anything like that. It stays nice and flat. Fish prepped. We haven't seasoned it yet, but I'm gonna get to that in a second. But what I'm gonna do first is I am going to heat up the oil. Now, I'm not entirely sure which oil I want to use. I do like coconut oil. I'm probably gonna mix it with a little bit of olive oil. Olive oil, I'm going to add some coconut oil. And we don't want to deep fry it, we just want to pan fry it so that it gets nice and crispy, but it's not, you know, filled with grease. Like you hear there, it's just about ready. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the flour. Got our plate here with some all-purpose flour. Hope you can hear me over that water in that pot. Okay, so apparently my camera just like shut off or something while I was filming the seasoning part. But I think it did get what I was seasoning with. So now we're just gonna bread it. I'm gonna turn this oil off because it's getting way too hot. While I let that oil cool off a little bit, I'm gonna let this fish sit in the flour, kind of soak it up a little bit. Yeah, it's a really good way to do fish. You don't have to go through filleting and risk losing a lot of meat, because you just cook it and then you just eat the meat right off the bone. And before I start frying, I'm just gonna put a little bit of rosemary in it. And now I'm gonna add the fish. Okay, so now it's time to flip it over. So I realized why my camera was turning off. It was running out of storage. So I'll have to make sure I do something about that. And also the way I cut it, what it does is it kind of takes this meat back here. It takes it up off the backbone so that when I do cook it, it'll kind of curl off the backbone, and it allows it to make it easier to eat when it is time to eat it. So. Guys, so we got it off. Skin is nice and crispy, and we're gonna go ahead and dig in.